With the collapse of Earth society and the advent of civilian starships, the colonized worlds of the solar system have developed alongside an underground market where denizens of all trades engage in illegal and/or immoral activities. Crime organizations specializing in subverting the whims of municipal and corporate jurisdictions operate with unwavering impunity, and the technologies and goods originally limited to host corporations tend to flow freely in these criminal sectors. Given the system's immense scale, starship piracy often goes unchecked. Despite host corporations' hegemony on the civilian market, there is often very little they can do against these criminal elements. The claustrophobic living conditions of Mars Kelper communes, as well as the political chaos that had gripped much of Earth, fostered an underground movement of thugs, mafias, and syndicates to either retain control or manipulate the free-falling market to their advantage. Even when Earth society collapsed in on itself, an Atlantic reigned in development on Mars to cater their 2 billion homeless civilians. These backdoor organizations were able to barter food, water, shelter, and protection in the absence of Earth's bureaucracies. Some colonists even began relying more on these groups than their corporate saviors, pledging their lives to the primitive crime rings that dotted the surface of the Red Planet. As the market diversified and more markets emerged, these enclaves had to adapt in order to survive, operating discreetly with caution in the shadow of these host corporations and their everyday doings. Outposts were built on desolate asteroids, illegal factories on planetoids, sweatshops beneath the Martian soil. Starship fighters were fitted to outmaneuver and outmatch terra firms' transport fleets. Airships on Titan were constructed for boarding, hijacking, and plundering Gencraft and their fleet of escort fighters. Even in the most powerful jurisdictions on Mars and Europa, covert espionage runs amok. The legality of these organizations varies. Some employ contract militias, some trade in illegal commodities and resources, some exploit and/or undermine ongoing research, and some deal in private loans. Most, however, are keen on enforcing their way of life through show of force and tend to buy up protection for their underground deals. But unlike the Kelper communes of yesteryear, the civilian market for piracy and shady goods has dwindled significantly. In a twist of fate, host corporations desperate for a monopoly have occasionally employed these groups to do their dirty work, even going as far as to sabotage and slander their opponents in the never-ending quest for market dominance. Interplanetary transports are commonly escorted by rapid response freighters under employment from either a host corporation or a private group. Typically, pirates tend to ignore these larger flotillas. Those who are unlucky enough to travel between worlds alone, however, can expect their fair share of skullduggery and space combat if they want to escape alive.